Got a new set of Triumph stickers coming for the new wheels that will fit a little bit better, but I'm going to paint over these black just in case. Before I get started with everything, I'm going to see where this leak is coming from. Looks like the valve cover, hopefully, but everything's wet all down this side. Ton of oil from just running for a minute. Hopefully it's not the oil pan again, because that means the motor comes out. Got some dye to put in the oil and use a UV light and see where it's coming from. Just ran the motor for a couple minutes and the oil is pouring out. So you can see oil glows nice and fluorescent when you're using this stuff. And I don't think it's coming from the pan again. It is running down the frame there. That's the oil pump housing. We got a little bit back here. You can see back there, it's just puddled on top of the frame rail. I think it's coming from the line going into the pump housing. Pan looks dry. Return line from the turbo looks dry. I guess do with the oil pump housing. That's a good sign. So, with the problem looking like it's coming from a line behind the suspension there, as much as that's kind of out of the way and a pain in the butt, it's a lot better than pulling the motor again. So I got to pull turbo anyway, pull exhaust manifold. I'm going to go ahead and pull the alternator, all this intake stuff, and I'll have perfect access to it. All right, on episode 142 of Things I Shouldn't Do While I'm in there, I'm gonna check the compression. Figured I might as well, since I'm really getting going with the car and I got a spare block. Let's see. Well, 144, 129, 141, and 142. Not the best, not terrible, good enough. Keep going, motor stays in. All right, got the alternator heat shield off, got the downpipe disconnected, got the intercooler pipe taken out. Now, gonna get the top bolts for the turbo, oil, and water lines. And since I'm changing where the oil feed comes from, I can go ahead and pull this line and block it off. And I have apparently gotten a plug that is the wrong size. Quick trip to O'Reilly and problem solved. Turbo's out. Next, alternator, because I can't get to that bolt if I don't. And We'll look at the oil leak down there too. All right, manifold's off. And it is still a nightmare to get to these oil lines down here. But we're gonna try. Something else I'm gonna work on while I'm here. You can see the oil pump housing sitting on the frame. We got these spacers in the motor mounts. When I first pulled the motor, I found them on the ground. I'm not sure if two were over here and it was never sitting on the ground or on the frame. I'm not sure if it was 1 and 1 and it's always been sitting on the frame. So I put it back 1 and 1. I'm gonna try and fix it with some different spacers I got from a Heat Lightning Speed Shop in Gainesville, Georgia. All right, we got the new engine mount spacers in. Got the hose pulled out of there. Got enough space to where oil cooler house or the oil pump housing is not sitting on the frame anymore. And I got some new hoses ordered. It's broken loose. It's still hard, but it works. All the old studs are out and intact. All right, accomplished a decent bit today. We'll take a look. Got the old exhaust manifold off, old turbo off, old studs out, new studs in. Got the engine mount spacers put in, the new ones that gave the clearance for the oil pump housing. Identified the oil leak. Got lucky it's not the oil pan, because the only way to do the pan on this car is to pull the motor, which I've done twice chasing oil leaks last year. What else we do? We did the compression test. Not the best numbers, but not bad numbers, good enough to keep going without pulling the motor again. And let's see. We've got center caps painted for the new wheels so that we can put Triumph logos on them and they'll look better than these do, and the new ones will fit correctly as opposed to the way these were. Coil and plug setups pulled so we can do stuff. Need to clock the new turbo, put on the new manifold, put on the new turbo, get the new valve cover ready for when I do cams. Probably gonna end up painting intercooler piping, the intake. Probably end up painting the overflow tank as well. Get this old boost controller taken out. And then get all that done. See if it leaks oil. See if vacuum is an issue. If there's still a leak and it's idling high. And if not, move on to the clutch.